My name is Madison and I'm a theatrical electrician. Leading up to a show, I'm responsible for maintaining light fixtures and special effects like fog or haze, and I'm also responsible for putting those where they belong, hanging them in the air or mounting them on the ground or a set piece. I often report to a head electrician or sometimes a master electrician or a lighting supervisor. There's a lot of different roles that go into making a show light up. As we head into tech, I also have programming skills. So I'll sit down with the lighting designer and they'll tell me what they want the show to look like, sometimes specifically what fixtures they want to turn on, and I'm responsible for operating the light board, programming it so it does exactly what the designer wants. As we head into the run of a show, I'm also a light board operator. So before the show opens, before patrons start sitting, I turn on every light and make sure that it works to its fullest capacity. Then, when the stage manager says GO, I press my button and play back every cue of the show in whenever the stage manager tells me to. And then the show ends, and we do it all over again. This is a little bit about light boards, but before we look at the light board, you have to understand one thing. There are two different types of lights. The first is conventional. That's a light that only turns on, it turns off, and does anything in between, like it could be a little bit dim, almost bright, or totally on. Then there are intelligent lights. These have a bit more features. You can increase their intensity on the same spectrum as a conventional, but they also have color changing, or they can move, or they can strobe, or change images. There's a lot of things intelligent lights can do. And this is a light board. As a programmer, I know that every light board is going to be different, so I'm not going to show you exactly where everything is on this board, but I can show you what to expect from any sort of light board you might run into, generally speaking. This is an ETC Ion, if you're interested, and what I'm looking at right now is information about a conventional light. It just has intensity right here. That's how bright your light is at any given time. If I were to look at an intelligent fixture, I have a lot more options. I get to see its intensity, but also where it is pointing, its pan tilt, or what color it is, or if there's a gobo, which is kind of a shape inside of a light. There's so much more information you get with intelligent fixtures. Now, as I'm programming a show, I am recording cues, and a cue is recorded when you point all of the lights and make them all the right color. You record that look, and then you turn them all off sometimes and make a different look. And then you go through the entire show making colors change and lights move so the show looks fantastic. Each of those changes, anytime a color changes, anytime lights get brighter or dimmer, are a separate cue. So if I'm looking at my cue stack, I know that in Q1, the show will look like something, and then it'll change for Q2, change for Q4, all the way down. This show that we're looking at right now has 700 cues in it. It runs about 2.5 hours. As a light board operator, I am looking at two buttons through this entire show, my go and my stop back. Go moves us through each of these cues. So if we're in 2, I hit go, it moves us to 4, I hit go, it moves us to 5, and the stage manager will tell you when to change those cues. So I don't even have to think very hard as I'm looking at things change. My stop back just takes me back to the previous cue. Outside of that, other important buttons are the ones that turn on your lights. So I'm going to show you one of those. If I want a light that is numbered 22 to turn on, I'm going to type in that number, 22, my @ button, and then how bright I want it to be. So if I want it 100% on, I type in the number 100 and I hit enter, and it'll turn on at full. This is Q2 you're looking at right now. This is just one of the looks of the show. If you're hearing about lights or tech theater or being a stagehand and you're like, that is so cool, then you need to go do it. We need more people in this industry that love what they do, and the secret is not everybody feels that way about tech, so you're special if you feel that way. There are lots of ways to get into lighting. I started in the scene shop because I know how to use power tools, and I said, please, pretty please, let me hang a light. And now we're here. And I don't know much, but I have enough skills to lend a hand when I can, hang a light every so often, and just being passionate about what you do can get you anywhere.